Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is our lecture number 21. Advantages and disadvantages of payback method. First of all, we discuss the advantages. This method is simple to calculate and easy to understand. Second, this method uses cash flow analysis, not the profit. The ARR method uses profits, which can be manipulated, but cash flows cannot be manipulated. It is used to select those projects providing quick return of cash, thus considering the liquidity. How much a project is liquid. This considers this point. This method determines the length of time required to recover the initial investment, thus providing the degree of risk of each investment. In less time the money of project is recovered, it is less risky. As the time is increasing, the risk is also increasing. Now the disadvantages. First of all, this method ignores the time value of money. What is the effect of this? To understand the effect of ignoring the concept of time value of money, assume two projects with the same initial investment of rupees 1 lakh and the following cash flows. Year 1 to project 1, project 2. In the year 1, in project 1, the cash flow is 80,000. In project 2, it is 20,000. In year 2, in project 1, 20,000. In project 2, 80,000. Both the projects have the same payback period of 2 years. However, the cash flows of project 1 are better. Because money has a value, a rupee is worth more the earlier it is received. The second disadvantage is it ignores all the cash flows beyond the payback period. The cash flows beyond the payback period do have income, so these should be considered. Other methods of capital appraisal consider all the cash flows. Number 3, it ignores the salvage value. The salvage value has a value in money, so it should be considered. Other methods of investment appraisals consider the salvage value in their analysis. Modified paybacks. 3 methods have been devised as an improvement in payback method, keeping in view the disadvantages. Method number 1, a discounted payback method, period. Discounted payback period. Second, times payback. Third, bailout payback period. Discounted payback is used to decide whether a project is acceptable. Discounted payback period is determined in the same way as the ordinary payback is calculated. The only difference is that the cash flows of the project are converted into their present value. Here is an example. A company is considering a project with an initial investment of rupees 8,75,000. The project will give constant cash flows of rupees 2,90,000 for a period of 6 years. The company uses the discount rate of 20%, determine the discounted payback period. This is the solution of the example, years 1 to 6, and annual cash flows at 0 year the initial investment of 8,75,000 and yearly cash flows are 2,90,000. The discount factor at 20% is at 0 year it is 1, and these are the table values. Present value of cash flows multiplied by the discount factor, these are the present values. Now from these present values the payback period is calculated in an ordinary way. Same as we have discussed how to calculate the payback method. And by this method, it comes to 5 years plus 7,702 over 97,120 to 5.08 years. In this way, payback method uses the concept of time value of money. The procedure for uniform cash flows and uneven cash flows is the same because uniform cash flows are converted into uneven cash flows when their present value is calculated. See here, these are the constant or uniform cash flows. But when we multiply it by the present value factor, then these values are uneven. So the procedure for uneven and constant cash flows is the same. Times payback. This method considers the cash flows beyond the payback period. It will be discussed with the help of an example. A company is considering a project which requires an investment of rupees 4,50,000 in machinery. Following cash flows are expected. How many times the investment is recovered? Year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the cash flows are 1,80,000, 1,60,000, 1,160, 150, 140. Solution. Years same. Cash flows same. Now, how to calculate the payback? The required is 450. After 1 year, the balance remains this. Now the required 270 and recovered 170. 1 lakh is remaining in the third year. 1 lakh is recovered. So the payback is 3 years. Whole the amount is recovered. The remaining cash flows beyond the payback period, we again calculate the payback. To be recovered is 450. Cash flows in 1 year 160. The remaining is 290. Then 290. The cash flows are 150. Remaining 140. And 140 to 140 is nil. Means that investment is recovered 2 times. One can imagine that cash flows after the payback have what value? The initial investment is recovered 2 times. In this way, cash flows beyond the payback are considered. A bailout payback period can be calculated considering the possibility of closing the project at every period end, thus considering the salvage value. Here is an example. A company is considering a project requiring an investment of rupees 5,25,000. The estimated cash flows are years 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the cash inflows. 1,40,000, 1,75,000, 2,10,000, 90,000, 80,000. These are the scrap values or salvage values. Same. Rupees 3,15,000, 2,10,000, 1,05,000, 60,000 and 40,000. What is the required? Determine the payback period, ordinary payback period. Or number 2, calculate the payback period using the bailout factor. Here is the solution. Year cash flows required balance payback year. It is the same as we calculated the normal payback period. Year 1, 2, 3, these are the cash flows. Required is total investment minus this the balance. Now this balance is required now, and the cash flows for the second years are 1,75,000, and this is required. When we deduct this comes to 2,10,000, and the third year's cash flow is 2,10,000, and the required is this, so the balance is nil. The payback period is 1, 2, 3. So the payback period is 3 years. Payback period using bailout factor. In this case, we can close the possibility is that the project is closed in year 1, year 2, 3, 4. We can see where the amount is recovered fully. Closing the project at end of year 1. Cash flows of year 1 and the scrap value of year 1, that comes to rupees 4,55,000, which is less than the total investment, which is 5,25,000. Closing the project at end of year 2. Year 1 cash flows, year 2 cash flows, year 2 scrap value. When we added these three figures, it comes to rupees 5,25,000. So the whole investment is recovered. The bailout payback period is 2 years.